Hello guys, how you doing? And the question is, do I want Antonio Conte sacked from Chelsea Football Club? My answer is no. I think it's stupid if he gets sacked. If he does want to go, which I understand, in respect, I think we should at least let him go at the end of the season, so it's more, I don't know, it's just a nicer approach for him to leave than get sacked. Because don't forget, he won us the league last season. I don't want him to go because it's his second season. He didn't get any players he wanted. He's got no power at the club. So how do we expect for him to do anything good? I do go against him a lot with the subs. I think he plays late. I think he's very stubborn. He never changes anything. But you know what? He won us the league. End of. I would give him another season, but with transfers, with power, then see if that anything changes. So that's just my opinion. If we get rid of him, we're going to have a new manager who gets a new team, which could be flops, new tactics, new staff. It just starts all over again, and it's going to take years. It's going to take years. Mourinho didn't win nothing on his first season back here. He bought signings, Costa and Fabregas, then he won the league. It's a silly sacking Conte, innit? I really disagree with Chelsea fans wanting him gone.
I don't think it's really as simple as all that, because I think what we've got right now is a bit of a stalemate situation. I think it's very, very clear that Antonio Conte is not happy. He's not a happy man. Close people to him are all saying that he is unhappy and he wants to leave and he's desperate to leave. And we all know the reasons why. By all intents and purposes, he's not been backed in the transfer window, and he's totally and utterly perplexed by the fact that Chelsea are doing all the negotiations and basically picking the players, and he's got no input into it. And I don't see how anyone really can work under those circumstances. That said, what do you do right now? It's pretty evident 2018's been an absolute disaster. You know, we've lost the last 5 out of 7 games. We're out of every competition apart from one, where really only 2 games matter now. So whoever comes in, if there was someone to come in, because I think he's gone, he's a dead man walking, he wants to go, and I don't think the club, because it is all about money. I mean, he's on 180 grand a week. And I guess they're waiting to see if someone like Paris Saint-Germain come in offered 9.5 million, there would be no compensation package or no money that Chelsea would have to pay out. So I suppose if you were going to get rid of him for the last, you know, sort of couple of months of the season, maybe someone like Jody Morris, perhaps Frank Lampard working alongside him, or maybe bringing Gus for a 3rd stint, who knows. But would I get rid of him? I don't want to get rid of him because, as I say, you know, just out of respect for the fact that he won us the title last season, I think he earns that respect. But it is a stalemate situation, and right now it just doesn't feel good, and I just feel we need a bit of we need something to see us through the next couple of months, because I don't think any of the games really matter apart from 2. And the first one's Southampton in the semi-final, and obviously if we get to the cup final, obviously that game as well. So would I get rid of him? Probably not, but I would see the logic if they do decide to do it, and for the sake of a few quid, maybe best to bring in something with maybe a fresh perspective, just to see us through these last few months, and then look towards next season.
I want Antonio Conte to leave. You know, this is a manager who came into the Premier League, who has no experience with this league, and managed to turn us into Premier League champions within 1 season. The fact of the matter is, our players, they show no will to fight for the title again. You know, we lost players like the likes of Matic and Costa. Well, okay, fine, Costa I'm not really a big fan of, but he does score goals when needed. And, you know, when you don't have the right transfers, and then also the tactical issues, and I think to be honest, he's gonna be on his way out at the end of the season.
It's a tricky question for who I want Chelsea to be managed by next season. There's so many options, but is there many options that are suitable for Chelsea, if that makes sense? Everyone's saying Zidane and Enrique. Zidane's just like Di Matteo, who was a caretaker. Didn't get lucky, but just not enough experience to have this power and try and fix up Chelsea. I don't think Zidane's the right man. He's not experienced enough. He went straight into a world-class team. So he won't suit us right now. Enrique, again, I don't think he's good enough. He is a good manager, but he's not the right manager to fix our team. We've had all the world-class managers. We've had Ancelotti, we've had Mourinho, we've had them all. We only need Wenger and Ferguson and Guardiola left. That's all the ones we need, and then we've had them all. But I'll have to say the only manager that I want is a former Chelsea manager, Carlo Ancelotti. He is the last, well, in my opinion, the last attacking football manager Chelsea's had. Since then, we've all had silly defensive games and stuff. But Ancelotti, I will never forget the 8-0s and 7-0s that we did with Wigan. We won the league against Star. We scored the most goals in the league in 1 year. So we'll have to get rid of the Italian for another Italian. King Carlo Ancelotti.
I've got my own theory with regards to who I think and that Chelsea are after, or more to the point, Roman Abramovich. And I've said this before, so apologies if you've heard it before, but I just think Luis Enrique's the man, and I'll tell you for why. Pep Guardiola was always the first choice for Roman Abramovich. He always wanted Pep Guardiola, and of course he missed out on getting him twice, and that was a major disappointment. And because Roman wants this sort of sexy style football, off the cuff sort of Barca type football, and to win pretty much how Manchester City are doing right now, to be fair. And he's probably glanced over there and obviously watching all that's going on over at Manchester City. But I do feel sometimes in life there's no smoke without fire, if you follow what I'm saying. Purely and simply the fact that Luis Enrique took a year out, gardening leave, 1 year, and you just wouldn't really credit the fact that we'd make the same mistake twice, i.e. 2 years ago after winning the title, not strengthening and really, sort of going for the old put about mistakes as you learn from them. And for all intents and purposes, we've done exactly the same thing again. So, and that would answer a lot of the questions as to the reasons why they haven't backed Antonio Conte, if they know that this was always going to be seeing this year out, because the real person he wants would be Luis Enrique. Who would I want? I guess it probably would be him, because if that's what Roman wants, then maybe Roman would open up the chequebook and do what he hasn't done over the last 4 seasons and really, spend some money. I'm talking about the net spends. I mean, it's not like we haven't spent money, because we have. But we've been juggling the books as well, sort of, offsetting costs here and there, and some of our loan players and obviously shipping players out. So, but in terms of major investment, which is what I think we need, major surgery, then I think Roman would be more enthusiastic with a project that he believes in. So that would be my take.
What I like as our new Chelsea manager for next season, if Conte does go, of course. But a lot of talk about Zidane, but the thing is for me is that he's a great CV manager. When you have 2 Champions League titles, 1 La Liga, 2 Super Cups in roughly 2-3 seasons, that is great. That I'm not going to deny that. But the fact of the matter is that going into a team like Chelsea, where you don't really have that much world-class players, it's going to be a totally different type of experience. Thomas Tuchel, however, he's used to that. Borussia Dortmund, at Mainz and all those clubs, he managed to bring them at a higher level. And, he's very flexible with the formations, the 4-1-4-1, the 4-3-3, the 3-5-2, the 4-2-3-1. And yeah, I think I would prefer someone like Tuchel, who's very flexible and adapts his tactics according to the strengths and the weaknesses of the team.
Where do I think Eden Hazard will be next season? I love Eden Hazard. He's such a world-class player. Is he performing the best he can be at Chelsea? No, he's not. Because there's like people like Willian, Mo Salah, who's not as good as him, but just performing 10 times better than him. So he needs to... I don't know what's wrong with Hazard. Is it the team? Is it the manager? Is he just not happy at Chelsea? Who knows? There's a lot of news about him going to Real Madrid. I'll bet you any money it's not going to happen. Real Madrid is Ronaldo FC. No one can overshine Ronaldo. They're both left wingers, so Hazard will just be silent at Real Madrid. Look at Bale. Bale's not happy. He wants to go because he just couldn't compete with Ronaldo. And Hazard probably won't even play. He might be on the bench if Bale and Ronaldo are starting. You never know. So I really doubt Hazard will go. Really doubt. I really think he'll be here at next season at Chelsea. Maybe fighting for the Europa League. You never know. He has won it before with us, I think. But he will stay. I bet you any money.
Again, it all depends on what happens with regards to the managerial side of things. I certainly hope he does stay because he is a class player. But for me, he doesn't show it enough. I think the reason why he's not mentioned in the same sort of realms as Ronaldo and a Messi, etc., is because he doesn't do it on a consistent level. We all know what he can do, but we also know that he doesn't do it, enough. I think the difference between him last season and this season is he's picking the ball up in a lot more deeper positions, where he had a bit more of a free roll last season, and because we had a player that could hold the ball, i.e. Diego Costa, left, right or central, and we were breaking at a much more quicker pace. We were playing a different system. It kind of benefited Eden Hazard, and we got the best out of him. That said, do I think he'll be there next season? It all depends on the deal we get. I read somewhere that Madrid were offering 132 million for him and Thibaut Courtois, but chucking in Gareth Bale. Would you take that? I don't know. I really don't know. It's not a bad deal, you have to say. Look, I wouldn't want to see either of those players leave, but I think we probably cope without Courtois. We've got a good goalkeeper in Willy Caballero. That said, I don't want to see either of them leave. I want us to add quality to quality, I think that's the major difference between us of, say, 4 or 5 years ago and the Chelsea that we are now. Gut feeling, I think he'll stay for another year, which would mean we'd have to get him on another maybe 2-3 year deal just to safeguard the money if and when Chelsea cash in on him and in the next few years, if that's what happens.
So will Hazard leave next season? I think he will want to leave next season because Chelsea are not in Champions League and Real Madrid are. And, Zidane, for Hazard is a great manager. He's expressed his admiration for him. Perez has expressed his admiration for Hazard. And, of course, whether he actually goes depends on his performance at the World Cup. If he performs well, then, a lot of clubs will bid for him. If he doesn't, then I don't know if a lot of clubs will bid for him, and I don't even know if Chelsea would even want him. So, to be honest, for me, I feel like he's a player that's main quality is dribbling and drawing the opposition players. But is that all he can give? So in that type of sense, I think we should sell him before the World Cup.
I hope you enjoyed the programme. Don't forget to subscribe to Chelsea SW6. And if you're interested, please take a look at my website. That's www.paulcannavillefoundation.com. Hey, look forward to seeing you at the bridge. Catch up.